What do you mean?
Ushidumi and Kiria cannot save Battler.
Why not? There's no red saying that Kiria can't save Battler. Wait a second, how are you using the red truth?
Valid. Leonard's red truth is valid. Requesting permission to unsheath red key.
Permission granted. Please do it, Leonard.
Oh, what is going on?
How? How can you give that permission? It's valid. As the result of an impartial judgment, I guarantee this red truth. Without telling us your reason? We'll tell you that soon, very soon. Battler hasn't proclaimed Kiria dead with the red truth yet. It is allowed for Kiria to be playing dead. And the packing tape has already been used in 3 rooms, making it impossible for you to seal Kiria's room. So how can you use the red truth to say that Kiria can save Battler? The red truth has no basis. We'll tell you its basis soon, but more importantly, Lambda, the logic with Kiria has ceased to function. You should probably find another pieces with places with Battler, don't you think? Yes, there are still pieces that can take Battler. Reconstruct the logic. All we need is someone who can switch places with Battler. It doesn't have to be Kiria. Then let's switch it to Natsumi. Ushidumi and Natsumi switch places with Battler. Leonard, do it.
As you wish.
Why? Why? Leonard's red longsword smashed Natsumi's piece into little bits. How? How can Erika deny this logic without the detective's authority?
Ushidumi and Natsumi cannot save Battler.
Then Eva. Ushidumi Eva.
Ushidumi and Eva cannot save Battler.
Then Rosa. Maria.
Useless. Rosa and Maria cannot save him either.
Death, 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 death. Objection. Erika-san doesn't have the detective's authority. How can she use any red except for the packing tape seals? Objection overruled. Not having the detective's authority does not imply that one cannot use any red at all.
Is this somehow related to the whole thing about everyone else? Earlier, I came to see how right now, but there has to be a reason why that came up.
There's some things you can use, right? Yes, there is. There are several exceptions that even humans without the detective's authority can use.
Insane, there's no way. Yes, there is none. However, there is a certain action permissible only to humans without the detective's authority, and it can become a truth of such overwhelming credibility that witches can easily raise it to the level of red truth.
A certain action permissible only to humans who aren't the detective? You don't mean... Erika, you... I've got it. Yes, if I'm right, this red truth is valid. I don't understand. Was there some power that could only be used without the detective authority?
There is. There's just one.
So you finally noticed? That's right. That's the only reason I abandoned the detective authority this time around. You told me I could make the detective proclamation whenever I wanted, right? Well, unfortunately, I am no longer capable of making the proclamation.
Which Nox rule was it? Nox is 7. It is forbidden for the detective to be the culprit. She gonna say she murdered everybody else?
You mean... what?
Finally be able to realize everything. Yes, the detective authority bestows several powers that are useful for reason, but it eliminates one single privilege, that is Nox's 7. It is forbidden for the detective to be the culprit.
In this game, it is impossible for humans without detective authority to examine corpses perfectly. So there have been several tricks where the dead have all been faking and walking around where they please. You probably thought you could use that logic to create several impossible crimes after this. When I said that I wouldn't make the detective proclamation, somewhere on the inside you must have said that wrong. You're pretty sly yourself. You gave me the packing tape seal, seemingly out of mercy, but that was because you planned to have all of the first Twilight victims survive, band together, and carry out the crimes, so you gave me only 3 rooms worth, which wouldn't cover all 6 people. No matter which rooms I sealed, at least one of your underlings could move freely. You must have been plotting to use that to corner me. But too bad. Your naivety really pisses me off, stupid man.
I admit it. I admit that I fell for your monkey show, and that in my pride I've tried to show you some mercy. That's right. Even without the detective authority, there's a way for humans to do it. A way to make sure that a corpse examination cannot fail. Is the human lying in front of you alive or dead? You can answer that question by examining the corpse, or by murdering the corpse. With just a quick glance, your chances of being right are 50-50 either way. Various bits of knowledge and experience can be used to obtain a more precise result. However, no matter how much you do that, while you can reach up to 99%, you can never reach 100% accuracy. That's what most people would think. However, there's one way to conduct a perfect examination, and that is to kill them. Erica. Without the detective authority, I can't tell whether the victims are dead or faking, so I needed a way to be sure. And if possible, it would be preferable if they were removed from the game board so that they couldn't make a mess of things later on. So I dashed through the Chaosful Mansion, visited all the crime scenes, and I re-killed all of them. What on earth? Because she could just kill them however she liked, it had to be a perfect way of killing, good enough that their death could be determined with the red truth. Erica made sure of that. The manner in which they were each killed differed, but afterwards she completely severed the heads of all those she killed. That method of killing is solid enough to be completely true, right, Lumna? Valid. No human could survive after having their damn head sliced off. Could you have severed all of those heads without getting any blood on you? For example, you could take a large trash bag from the kitchen and grab the knife through it. Then you've recovered the entire corpse with the trash bag as you did your work. You bought nearly all of the blood spatter. You know, that is a very fucked up thing to do. I used enough knives and bags for several people, then left them there at the crime scene. Of course, I didn't humiliate myself by walking around with them, leaving blood in the hallways and dirtying my cloth. There will probably be trash bags left at the crime scenes with my fingerprints on them, but since this game ends before the police come, that can't be used as evidence, so there's no problem with leaving them there. Are you insane? Yes, she is. What kind of mystery would ever allow something like that? I can't believe I'm hearing this from a witch on the fantasy side. Oh, and don't worry, I didn't kill you. I didn't have time to sever the head of the last one found, so I just sealed your whole room with the packing tape you gave me. Then again, that might have been because I knew this would happen and wanted to watch you struggle. Who knows? Oh, that's right. Just as I can say that I killed them red, I can say one more thing. At that point, Erica stopped for a second and... Can she really be wearing an even uglier expression than everything before now? With that highest quality face, she spoke. All 5 people I killed were very much alive until the moment I killed them. Everyone faithfully played dead as best they could until the moment just before I killed them, okay? Maria-san was quite the lone trooper. After all, even though her mother had already been killed in the same room, she kept on playing dead without even noticing. Yeah, that is incredibly messed up. That demons. Up until now, many witches and demons have appeared in this tale, but for the first time here are true demons. You bastards, you bastards. This time Beato understood the entire plot of this tale. This tale was just the story of a prank. Surely someone had thought of playing a slightly harsh trick on this inconsiderate guest, who loved to show off her intelligence and act the part of a great detective. I see, so that was what Batlow planned to tell, and several people had agreed to go along with it. Then the ones who would play the victims would go into their assigned rooms, set the chain and lock on the inside, and play dead to create a fake post-room murder. If you think about it that way, the rooms chosen for the corpses seem to make more sense. It was only natural for Natsuki to die in her own room. If you're going to play dead, it's only natural that you want to lie down on your own bed. Ava's vanity is strong, so she must have asked to die in the VIP room. Kyria was in Klaus's study. That was probably well air-conditioned and comfortable. Rosa and Maria were in the parlor. The soft sofa should have been a great place to play dead. Maria had done her best and had impressively acted the part of lying dead alongside the wall. Bella was in the guest room. The temperature here was also nice. The bed must also have been fairly pleasant. Yes, the victims for the first Twilight had all died in comfortable rooms. In the past games, the corpses had often been found exposed in the courtyard or under the rose garden arbor. Time for Kitty to go down. Getting a bit uncomfortable. In the cold gardening shed or in the boiler room. This time there were no victims in any such inhospitable environments. This is probably the truth. This is the story of a prank with no one dead from the beginning. And then this demon turned it into a real murder case. You do have the right to speak ill of Lady Erika. However, right now you also have the obligation of showing a new logic that doesn't lead to any contradictions. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, corpses to corpses. You Batla-san, let's continue the game. Please present a different human to switch places with you. If you don't, your trick will become a logic error. There's now no one who can come to the rescue. Erika's killed all of them. Damn it. Batla-san, please calm yourself. Now is the time to hold back your tears and fight. Even if you've lost 5 pieces who can save you, there's still the 11 people in the guest house. Yeah, but they're all sealed up. You're right. House, Hideyoshi, Rudolph, George, Jessica, Shannon, Kanon, Genji, Goda, Kumasawa, Nando. It doesn't matter who, as long as someone comes here. Somebody help. But it's no use. Please look at this. Get through to Cornelia, if you please. Let it be known that we are here and ready. Rattler-san, please look at this. What are these? Man, she's lost it. Erika, who was now so excited that her pronunciation was tumbling all over the place, pointed to 2 doors. It was the hallway on the 2nd floor of the guest house. They were in front of the cousin room and the next room over. Look here. There's something attached to the door. What is it? What is it? Hey, what is it? Get through there. Know that it is the packing tape seal of the cousin room. Oh yeah! Very good to this. One more. What about this door? Know that it is the packing tape seal of the next room over. Oh, very good. Okay, you two. Why don't you show everyone watching at home on the TVs? Please have a look at the packing tape seals on both doors. So what do you think of them? Are they broken or aren't they? Please let us have the red truth. Please allow me to speak. Know that neither is broken. Know that an unbroken seal proves that there are still none who have entered or exited. It needs no second telling, but know that entry or exit without breaking the seal is impossible. Good though. No, she's doing it too. Battler, it is as you see. There no longer exists anyone who can save you. The victims of the first Twilight have all been killed, and the guest house is still sealed. No one can come to the rescue. Erika had guessed that this moment had come so long ago, and that was why she had made the strategic move of suddenly sealing those 2 rooms. This answered the doubts Cornelia had felt at the time. Wondering why the human side player wouldn't want as many free humans as possible was a natural simple reaction to that move. However, if you sealed up all humans, there would be no room for magic to intervene. Why is magic magic? Because the people who see it say that it's magic. Then... okay, let's do weird stuff again. Is it possible for magic to exist in a place with no people? Does the lack of anti-magic toxin mean that there's no problem? Wrong. Magic in a place that isn't being witnessed is no different from a delusion or daydream. Magic that matches a result must be carried out by human hands. If all humans are sealed off, then magic cannot be created. This was Erika's strategy for this game and her beautiful checkmate. Well now, who's going to come save you? Please tell me the identity of the real person who switched places with you remained in the guest room in your place and set the chain lock from the inside, if they even exist. Okay, Battler, your logic has been interrupted. Who could have come to save you? You are now in the middle of a logic error. Oh, wait, I'm still thinking. Battler, you have 2 options and 1 duty. The first option is to build a new thread of logic to reconstruct your closed room trick. The second is to come clean and admit to your logic error, and you're obligated to choose one of these options. It is merciful. There's no restriction on the amount of time you have to make that choice. That's right, your time is endless, eternal. I'm sure there's still some way, some twisted logic that can get you out of this. Anyway, I'm sure there's still some way. I'm thinking about it. What about you, Beato? Let me know if you find anything. I'm sure the old Beato could have managed something. She built up several closed rooms like this. Now there's a cat hair on my cuff bra. Yummy. Cat hair everything. As they say, Home is where the cat hair sticks to everything but the cat. Beato felt awful. Why was she Beato and yet not? Surely the old her would have thought of a trick under these restrictions. If only she could do that, she could guide Bella to victory, but she couldn't do it as her current self. We got this nice saying from a plate we found in Ireland and bought, which is hanging in the floor now. Which is saying this: home is where the cat hair sticks to everything but the cat.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll think of a good trick. Eventually, surely, probably, maybe. Pretty sure it's impossible, though. So then, Bettler, let's go back to the guest room. From now on, that will be your world.
Once again, they returned to the slightly chilly guest room. It was the same room as before, of course, but it felt as though an unsettling darkness had crept in.
Here's the room you'll spend your days in from now on. You just need to escape from this room by any means you want. However, there are conditions. As I believe you know, these were all things you forced on yourself. First, this room is a closed room created from the inside. The seals on the windows are intact, so there can be no escape through there. Of course, there's no way to escape by leaving through the bathroom. I'll make it simple. There's no exit to escape from except for this door. However, the chain lock on this door is set. You can unset and reset it all you want, but you can only do so from the inside. Furthermore, you are free to go out through the door, but you cannot leave or escape when the chain lock is unset. You have to show that you can escape from this room with the chain lock still connected. But he couldn't possibly do it. He made this closed room himself. We have arranged for just one exit other than the door. That one is in the bathroom. My merciful master has given you a last way out. If you fail to think of any trick to escape, please listen up.
Berncastel guided Bettler to the bathroom. It was just a normal bathroom. The setup that had surprised Erika to buy time was no longer working. However, the bundle of wire and nippers that had been used to prepare that trap still lay in the empty bathtub. Are you saying that I can use these to escape?
Yes, please feel free. It's a present. However, no matter what you use, you can't lock the room from the outside, and you can't fool the seals either, okay? These tools aren't here to help you pull some trick with the chain lock. They're here to let you escape from this room in a more direct way.
How am I supposed to use these?
Not bad, Baron. I see that your mind is as grotesque as ever. There's an exit that leads directly outside from this bathroom. Can you find it? You don't mean...
Did you figure it out, Beato? Yeah, just cut yourself into pieces and flow down the drain. Please tell me.
That's impossible.
Please, where is it? Tell me.
We can't let the game end like this. There...
Huh? Where? Under the bathtub?
Can't you see it? There's a round hole that leads straight out of this room. It's a bit small, though.
You people.
Yeah. It's the drain right there at the bottom of the bathtub. You can get out through there without touching the chain lock, but your body is too big to get through this exit. That's why I decided to lend you those tools there.
You can escape through the drain? How? She couldn't mean using those nippers for 100 years to widen that hole, right? Bettler and Beato had already realized. They had figured out this demonic way out of that the demons were proposing.
Just use those nippers and cut your body down to a size that can fit. Might as well sit back in the tub under a hot shower. As you start from your feet going up, chip, then wash, chip, then wash. Just keep doing that and oh, what do you know? You've suddenly managed to escape from the closed room. Oh, what do you know is right, my master. Looks like both siblings are going to end up the same way.
But Baron, at that rate, just a hand holding the nippers will be left.
That's why we have the wire. Beforehand, Bettler will have to wrap the wire around his wrist, then stretch the other end out into the corridor through the crack in the door. You should be able to fit just the wrist through the crack left by the chain lock. If you're willing to do that, I'd be happy to pull that wire from the hallway and save you. My master, if you do that, I want it. Bettler's wrist. Bettler's wrist.
And what would you use that for?
But no, I've already decided to use it as a back scratcher. When the time comes, I'll scratch your back with it. What do you say? Yes, my master. It's going to scratch my back with Bettler's hand.
You are absolutely deranged.
Finding them annoying, irritating, obnoxious? Don't worry, it'll get quiet really soon. All unless you disturb your thoughts will now disappear for all eternities until you can escape from this room.
That's a relief. I'll be glad of the quiet. Here's some advice from a survivor of hell. Enjoy this noise while you can. Even the annoying insults you hear now will bring you fond memories to preserve your sanity amidst the eternal silence.
Do you hate Ben and Erica? Then that's their parting gift to you. As long as you have hatred, you'll be able to avoid giving up. Giving up has a completely different meaning here, okay? Prepare yourself while you can, for the eternity of the hell you'll be in when you're given up, but still cannot escape. Did you just call yourself a survivor? Then you also... You know, every once in a while, that terror comes back to me. I wonder whether I really have escaped from the hell. What if I've actually lost my mind a long time ago, and I'm still in there, just seeing a delusion of us all chatting happily like this? That nightmare still terrifies me, and so I need to constantly truly feel that this is my dream. Hey, are you guys really real? You aren't just an insane delusion I'm having inside that hell, right? Right? There was something in Lambda Delta's pleading expression that sent shivers down the spine. It was probably more terrifying than any threatening word she could have used with even the most vile expression on her face. It's time for Bella to realize. A logic error isn't so sympathetic that you can just stick out your tongue, ask for forgiveness, and say you'll be more careful next time. It is never worth risking one by leaving things up to chance, even if you feel that you can't back down at this point in the fight. It's time for him to face reality and learn the true risks of terror implied by the words betting one's life on a fight, which must sound so exciting for a man. Bettler-san, get a hold of yourself. I'll think deeply upon it as well. I'll think of a trick to escape this room with all I've got. I will come to save you. Beato. I'll definitely think of something, just watch. Well, regretfully, it's time for us to leave. We mustn't get in the way of his job any longer. See you later, Bettler-san. Or, like you'd say it, see you again, right? Have a nice day. Later, Bettler. Good luck. Bettler-san, don't give up. You'll certainly think of a trick. I'll think as well, and I'll come to save you. Beetle? Before he could finish saying Beetle's name, they had all disappeared. They hadn't disappeared in a golden spray or turned into butterflies and flown away. Just as though there had never been anyone in this room since the beginning, everyone but him had vanished in an instant. Is that why we hear this, wind on the title screen for this episode, perhaps? Nothing remained, not their voices, their presence, their warmth, nor even the faint perfume Beato had worn. Hold on, what did the title screen show again? It didn't show this, right? I think it showed like the Golden Land thing. I'm just gonna check real quick. It's not like it takes forever. I'm just curious now. Yeah, okay, it shows this, but it does have the wind sound. Nothing remained, not their voices, the presence they want. Cat, man. Their warmth, nor even the faint perfume Beato had worn. The frigid air of the room was wrapped only in the lonely sound of the wind and rain. With that overpowering feeling of isolation, I finally began to realize how horrible a punishment this would be. Damn those bastards. It can't be that hard to get out of a room like this. I mean, rooms are made so that people can go in and out of them, right? If they can't do that, you wouldn't call it a room. How pointless. It's easy to undo the lock and chain from the inside. Damn it, for some reason I've always been clumsy, and undoing chain locks always gives me trouble. Oh, it's off. How pointless. Not sure what the cat wants. I mean, wants outside, but... She probably was doing some mischievous things over there, and that's why my wife brought her here. She already had food, and there's a cat litter box in here, so it's not like she can't go to the toilet. Oh, pointless. Look, I can already open the door whenever I want. Hey, what's this cold feeling on my neck? What the hell is this? Why is there suddenly this iron collar around my neck that's attached to a chain? Yeah, okay, so this definitely is the creepy room we've seen glimpses of before. Damn it, who would do something like that? When I reset the chain lock, it disappears. And when I take it off, it appears. Or maybe the previous one was
Lambda Delta's view, but that doesn't really make sense, does it? The chain's pretty long, but I mean, because he said she was also trapped like this once. But, like, was he also conveniently trapped in the same kind of setting? The chain is pretty long, so I can make it pretty far out into the hallway, but it won't let go of the door. Then if I close the door, stand on the outside and stick my hand through the crack, maybe you can figure out how to set the chain. Why have I always been so clumsy? I'm not really clumsy, it's just that me and chain locks don't go well together. Damn it, I hate chain locks, I hate chains. Why won't it work? Why can't I set the chain lock from the outside? But damn it, damn it. Betla-san, hang in there, hang in there. Can't get out. Beato called out to Bella repeatedly, shaking his shoulders hard, but by now Bella's eyes were blank. The words didn't reach him. Bernd Castell and Erika had already left. The game was officially suspended until Bella could think of a new trick. But it was doubtful that it would be resumed even after 1,000 years or more. Okay, I'll bring the cat out of here now. Okay, I'm heading off too. So long, you two. There's no need to say so long. We'll think of a trick right away, and the game will resume. We won't take up your time, so stay here a little longer, please. We've heard those same words from many witches in the past, and I've heard of hardly any who've actually managed to resume their games. As far as I know, the only two are me and Ben. Why would a person who knows about that hell throw another person into it? Just because you're bored? Is that all? Yeah, that's all. It's to escape from boredom, because when we get bored, we remember that hell. And you know, by throwing someone else down into that hell, we realize that, oh, we're the ones who are on the throwing side, and that means we aren't in that hell ourselves. If we don't keep doing that, then the fear of that hell will overwhelm us. If you two manage to get out of it, then he certainly will. I will save him. I can say it with certainty. With certainty? You swear with certainty before me, Lambda Delta, the Witch of Certainty? Yes, with certainty. Very well. I was the guardian for the former you anyway. Though the current you is different. I'll take care of you one last time. I'll give you a parting gift. And what is that? Hope. As long as you hold on to your certainty, your wishes will definitely come true. Are you listening? The old you was the endless witch Beatrice. You used to love detective novels that depicted impossible crimes, and you used those to make the claim that a witch existed, to make many people believe in magic, as one stage on your path to becoming a witch. Detective novels. That's right. The old you was an avid reader. You loved detective novels, loved closed-room murders, and were a super expert on impossible crimes. You searched for and found several closed-room tricks, found the single most basic element to all of them, and used it to form the core of your magical compendium. Didn't Betla tell you? You said that the old you would definitely have thought of a way out of this predicament. I agree with that. I guarantee it by the name of the Witch of Certainty, Lambda Delta. The old you would definitely have resolved this closed-room trick. That's my parting gift to you. Goodbye. You've sworn to the Witch of Certainty that you'll act with certainty, so I won't say farewell. I'll see you again soon. Yes, we'll see you again soon. Lambda Delta vanished into thin air. Then in the smoking room of the witch, the two who held the title of Endless Witch were left behind. One had empty eyes. The other supported the first by his side. Ironically, it was the exact opposite of how their relationship had been in the previous game true. Zipper, what's this important announcement? Just voodoo.
Our image song is getting released on CD. Liar. Yeah, it's a lie. We were just so bored of showing up the same way every time. We thought we'd change our style a bit.
What are you doing here now?
We're entertainers, and the stage is alive. You've got to ad-lib every now and then. Yeah, we could have done without that, damn it.
Thanks for helping clear the tension, you two. Alright, but we're still talking about what to do for the second trial. We'd like a little more time, and if possible, some quiet.
Sorry, Doge-kun. Actually, we have a truly important announcement regarding the second trial. It's good news for some. Is it bad news for others? Those for which it's bad news have probably already figured it out. If you don't know what we're talking about, then it's good news for you. Beatrice-sama?
It's nothing. 5 people were there. Only Battler was missing. Beatrice's expression was dark and she kept hanging her head. Everyone realized that something must have happened to Battler. What I don't quite understand is why this is even continuing when it was already mentioned that this whole scene and all was just the like the witch side version of the tale that was actually not real.
We'd like to announce that Battler-kun has retired before the second trial.
Everyone murmured. Just what had happened?
The witch's game will wait forever for him, but a pair of lovers cannot wait forever. Love is like ice cream. It's sweet and creamy, but if you don't eat it quickly, you'll lose it. Our game isn't so gracious that it'll wait for him to return.
So that's what you meant by good news.
Huh. Well, I'm glad that we have fewer rivals now, but if you think I'll report someone else's misfortune, you don't know me at all.
Battler-kun, the one we thought of as our greatest enemy, I won't ask why. If the demons in charge say so, then that's how it is.
Then what will happen to Beatrice-sama? It seems I will no longer be qualified to participate in this trial. After all, this is a trial to test the bonds between lovers. Battler-kun isn't currently capable of doing that. So his pair is disqualified. How truly saddening. However, she is one of the participants in this 3-way trial of love, so I think we should let her watch the trial as an observer. A splendid idea. She does have the right to bless the pair that does overcome the trial.
Are you okay with that?
Yes, I want to watch until the end, and I still believe he will come back quickly, regain his qualifications to join in, and continue the trial with me once again. I think she has the right to be an observer.
No objections here. There's no need for us to be cruel. But even so, we've lost a powerful rival. Sorry to you too, but I'd like to settle this trial right away.
Ah, that's George-kun for you. I'm rooting for you the most on the inside. The coldness with which he furnishes his love makes its heat stand out all the more.
At any rate, we've now gone from 3 down to 2 and the 3-way deadlock has been resolved. We weren't able to fight proactively because we were afraid of a 1 against 2 situation. Now that it's 1 against 1, it's just a good, clean duel.
So in the end, we come to the simple conclusion that we should have just done this from the start.
The 4 people stood up as though responding to some invisible summons and faced each other glaring. Only Beata was off to the side, watching the course of the young lovers fight in suspense. Each pair of lovers possessed an unbreakably strong bond. Then, isn't that enough? Their love is already real. There's no need to test it. So why must they fight? The winners will be bound together by a magical miracle, and the defeated will fall apart. Why have the demons promised us that we'll fall apart without a magical miracle? Why is a demon's game like this necessary? I don't understand. No, these people aren't important right now. I have to think of a trick for escaping as soon as possible, so that I can save Battler-san from that closed room.
I heard about Battler. It seems things have gotten quite troublesome. One-sama, I would like to save you both as my dear sister and as a part of my full self. I will tackle the puzzle of Battler's closed room in my own way, but it is difficult. It feels almost as though an ordinary chain has been made to look like a wire puzzle. I heard from Lambda Delta-san. She said that the old Beatrice would definitely be able to solve this with a trick. Don't you have any ideas? That old Beatrice is our completed form after we become one. Even I am not but a part of her. I cannot solve it.
In other words, no matter how much we think in our incomplete forms, we won't be able to understand. Both the older and the younger sister have no way of solving this riddle. Beato shook her head, chasing that thought from her mind.
I won't give up. That closed room rapidly eats away at the heart. Unless I can save Battler's son as soon as possible, his heart will be crushed. Of course, I have no reservations towards lending my own wisdom. However, even I cannot make anything out of this closed room. If we put our heads together, I'm sure we'll find the same answer that we would if we were joined. Please don't give up and lend me your wisdom. I still cannot understand why you are willing to go so far for Battler, but I shall do as you ask. After all, it is a request made by myself. I will add my wisdom to yours. Look, Furu, the two bears are thinking together. I wonder if those two can really save Battler. Oh, they can, if they have the miracle of love, that is. That's right, Zebar. They certainly can do it if they have the miracle of love on their side. Hey, Fufu, do you think they'll realize that we're giving them a hint for solving that closed room? Did you? The two bears huddled together, and straining their minds with all they had, they searched for a plan for saving Battler. It was as though they couldn't even see the four people glaring at each other and solemnly discussing the manner of the duel. They'll realize. If they have love, they certainly will. They were the demons of love. Love is the single element, the source of all miracles. Could a miracle of love provide an answer for a closed room trick? There it is again. Without love, it cannot be seen. I get how that catchphrase works as an abstract concept, but closed room tricks are part of a genuine, ruthless mathematical puzzle without room for a fragment of affection within it. Just what kind of hint could these demons be talking about? I already have a certain answer, but as usual I will probably not tell you anything about it. What these demons have said supports that even further. Yeah, okay, you're incredible. Yeah, you always know the right answer, and you'll never tell me any of it. See, she says the same thing. Going by the rule of observers, until you tell me about it, it's possible that you're just pretending that you know and lying. Yes, I believe I do prefer a bad-mouthed Miko. Very well, child of man. To me, a Miko's sarcasm and abuse is like a ceremonial dance in my honor. You really are an irritating master. Stupid Oni-chan. Why do you make a closed room like that yourself? Think, child of man. Thinking is not only a job for the characters within the tale. As a reader, you too have the right to enjoy thinking. And I enjoy watching you as you do. I'm willing to make a bet your last Miko ran out of patience and ran away from you, didn't she? You are free to enjoy yourself by scolding me. You are also free to worry over the problem, along with the two Beatos, unless you think the tale will not continue. Why? I'm a reader, right? Can't I just stay quiet and read? No. I want you to think. I want you, the reader, to think too. I see you're a pretty unpleasant author, aren't you? Of course, Angie hadn't reached the end of the manuscript she was reading. However, it would end with just a few pages more. What about the rest of the tale? It should continue much further than this. There should be many more pages remaining. Those were inside a different brown envelope, which was in Hachijo's hand. With a grin on her face, Hachijo waved the thick brown envelope about. If you want to read more, do what I tell you. Cool. Looks like she got you, lady. Letting you read only so far for free, and then stopping when it finally gets to the good part, Amakusa couldn't stop laughing at this evil business practice. Your own views and reasoning, that's what I want. If you tell me those now, I'll hand over the rest of the manuscript. Quit mocking me. You think I'll just do whatever you say after something like this? Come on now, lady, calm down. I want to read on too, so please just chill a bit. About the rest of the manuscript, Madam Hachijo, you write about the answer to the closed room trick and the truth behind a bunch of riddles, right? Of course. However, I've written it so that those who fail to think or consider won't understand. Someday your passionate readers are going to say you've betrayed them. I understand that, which is why I don't go out in the open, child of man. Anyway, this is what Madam Hachijo is trying to say. First tell me your answer. Afterwards, you can check to see if it's right. Correct, young man. It is not my intention to be mean. I ask this because I want you to truly understand the tale's conclusion. You're really enjoying this, aren't you, Amakusa? Yeah, come to think of it, you always take those TV quiz shows totally seriously, trying to win them from your couch. I guess life's many times more fun for you than it is for me. Come, please think. What miraculous trick could get Battler out of that closed room? I want to give the rest of the story especially to those, no, only to those who have thought.